People talk about being at the right place at the right time, and most especially doing the right thing when it matters most. You know, I always tell you that you should keep doing what is right, so everything around you is going to be all right. I want to take this cue as exactly the story of Mo Salah with Liverpool. Don't forget, he came into that team when they needed a winger the most, and of course, at this point, he cemented his place in the heart of the Liverpool fans, in the heart of Anfield. He's going to be living with his head held high. This man was supposed to leave at the end of last season, but they had to extend that contract, even when we know that this is not going to last for a very long time. Maybe the fans are the ones to blame. Maybe it is the hierarchy at Liverpool that will be blaming. This is Sports Tales, and we are live. Mohamed Salah finally leaving Liverpool after what you call an illustrious campaign. I bet you don't want to mention the top 10 players in the English Premier League and not put him in the mix. He's put himself in the mix of the likes of Ryan Giggs, the likes of Alan Shearer, and of course, making sure that I give him a bit of credence when you talk about our players. You want to include even Thierry Henry among the list of players that you want to class Mohamed Salah with. Of course, he's leaving Liverpool, but not at the time that anyone would think of.
Yes, Mohamed Salah has done wonderfully well in the Premier League. His first coming didn't go according to plan. If you remember that first move he made to Chelsea wasn't the best of time in Premier League. When he went to Italy, got a little bit of experience with Roma and also Fiorentina. Came back second time in Jurgen Klopp, and a lot of people never expected Mohamed Salah to have done what he had done currently. 9 years with Liverpool, 255 goals, 119 assists, one of the greatest to ever play in Premier League. You just mentioned a couple of players, but I think for me, if I'm to even put him in that category, it will be just outside my top 5 because there are a lot of people when it comes to the Premier League. You have the likes of Alan Shearer, Thierry Henry, Frank Lampard. In terms of the numbers, Salah is up there. But if you are looking at in terms of the best ability-wise, he might not have that particular ability compared to a couple of players. But one thing he did is that he saw his weaknesses, but he was able to adjust to it and utilize it to his strengths. And we have to give him a lot of kudos for what he did in the Premier League. I'm a United fan, and I don't like any Liverpool player, but when someone does well, you have to give him a lot of credit for what he has achieved with Liverpool. He won a couple of, I think, 4 golden boots.
3 times player of the year. He's the only one to ever do that.
Football of the year 3 times. Playmaker of the year. Puskas Award. One of the goals. It wasn't against Everton scored that particular goal. It's a popular saying that live when the ovation is high. And I think that is one of the mistakes he did. He mentioned it. Mohamed Salah should have gone last season. But you know when Mohamed Salah does an interview, it's always a bombshell of an interview. I think he has done 2 or 3, if you are to include the one he did before he went for AFCON. Mohamed Salah, anytime he wants a pay rise, he does that interview and he got that contract for 100k. And we saw a decline after that particular contract he signed, his performance in his numbers. This season he only has 5 goals. Which is unlike Mohamed Salah's time he came to Liverpool. He has done well. He has done well. He has won everything winnable.
With
Liverpool.
Won the English Premier League, won the FA Champions League, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup, even the Community Shield. I mean, talking about his contract extension and how everything panned out, I can remember vividly that at that time there were 3 of them that were out of contract. The likes of Trent Alexander-Arnold, there was Virgil van Dijk, and also there was Mohamed Salah, and we know how it ended. Now he's leaving for free. Do you put this blame on the Liverpool hierarchy or the fans?
Also about the Liverpool hierarchy is that there's a wage structure that they don't want to go higher than. When that particular situation with Arnold, Van Dijk and also Mohamed Salah came about, people were already saying who would they prioritize, and as at that point in time, Trent Alexander-Arnold was scapegoat. He was scapegoated and he wasn't extended. His contract wasn't extended. Then they chose the likes of Van Dijk and also Mohamed Salah. Now we are looking at this in hindsight. You will say it's a wrong decision made by the Liverpool board, but you can't see as at that particular point in time. You can't predict the future, and I think that Liverpool made their judgment based on looking at the current form of those 3 players. And I think Liverpool are not going to be losing here because we moving Salah out of the wage bill, his wage bill out of that wage structure, is a huge relief for them.
Okay.
400k per week is a lot.
But do you think that is living for free is a good thing on their side?
I think
they should have cashed in tens of millions last year, because I remember we had some Saudi Arabian clubs coming through. There were a couple of MLS, Major League Soccer club also coming through.
Looking at it based on what is happening recently
right now, yes,
you will see that it didn't pay off. Assuming it has paid off, it will be a different entirely story that we'll be talking about right now. But I think it's good as both parties are going without any issues. If you remember December, there were these talks of Liverpool. That's the interview that Salah did. That Liverpool threw him under the board, and Liverpool and his slots. It wasn't looking really good for both parties. But now, living on this particular note, that yes, we have argued that both parties will go separate ways. I think that is a good one from the two parties.
Well, in your own books, both parties looking to go their separate ways on an amicable note. But I don't think that Liverpool are having it on an amicable note, because a couple of hours ago they dropped more like a visual where Jamie Carragher was naming his top 10 Liverpool players of all time. And it would be interesting to know that Mo Salah wasn't even in the top 5.
I see. For Jamie Carragher, I understand. I know that Liverpool, they will have to give Mo Salah a lot of credit. Which of that player? Okay, it's only Steven Gerrard that kind of rates as one of their greatest. But looking at other people, Michael Owen kind of created history with Real Madrid. Robin Fowler, yes, he did well, but not at the level of what Salah has achieved with this Liverpool squad. And so,
an amazing record Mo Salah has for himself, right there with Liverpool. Of course, putting him up there amidst the top players. When you talk about Anfield, when you talk about the Merseyside Dread. This is still Sports Tales. Keep it logged in. The clock is ticking, and FIFA World Cup 2026 is upon us already. We're already counting down. A couple of months to go. Let's say 2 months and a couple of days, and we are all geared up for it. The track to qualification for the remaining 6 spots is very much up and running right now. We have some teams coming through from the European track, and also other ones coming through from the Intercontinental. Talking about the European track, we'll talk about the 4-time winners, Italy, the Azuris. No one can tell exactly what's happening within that side, but I can tell you for free that if they do not make it to the World Cup this year, that will become 15 years since they last appeared at the FIFA World Cup. In 2018, the then president of the Football Federation says if they cannot make it to the World Cup, it is going to be an apocalypse. And then fast forward to 2022, they also missed out, making it double apocalypse. Now, if they do not make it to the World Cup in 2026, do we say triple apocalypses?
Apocalypses, but the way it is, the way it stands, I think the Italians are giving themselves a huge chance in making it to the World Cup, because their last match against Northern Ireland, they defeated them 2-0. So as it stands now, the remaining people left for that, the remaining teams left to punch their tickets are just winner takes all. And Italy are taking on Bosnia at this point in time, who also played another round in the previous round as well. So at this point, for the Italians, it's like, and I've listened to Gennaro Gattuso as well. It's like his whole life
depends on
the whole Italian job, whether he's going to remain the coach of the team, depends on the result against Bosnia and Herzegovina. Is either win or it bust. But at this point, I feel the Italians are going to do enough to at least make it to see face for the team. We are talking about the 4 times World Cup winners as well. So it won't be nice for them to miss out on 3 consecutive World Cups. So for Italians, I feel, my own personal view, I feel they are going to make it to the World Cup because they understand the assignment at this point. They understand what is happening.
I mean, the last time out in 2018 was against Sweden, if I'm not mistaken, and then it used to be double leg, not like a semi-final and final like we have it now.
Exactly. So I feel it's going to make it more easier for them. They understand that there's no room for whether you are getting the second chance. No, you've gotten your second chance at this point in time. So it's either you grab it or you let it slip away. So for the Italians, I feel facing Bosnia and Herzegovina is not going to be easy though, but they have that, for the fact that they are a more footballing nation than Bosnia.
Now that would take me to you know something that has been popping in my head. How has the mighty fallen? I mean, when you talk about World Cup at the time, you definitely want to put the Italian national team up there, like the first teams you want to make mention of. How has it gotten to the stage that Italy are now finding themselves playing in playoffs, in qualifications?
Well, at this point, I feel it's a point of diminishing return. Because if you look at the Italian league itself, they are no longer producing that talent we used to.
So should we take it as though this is a system error?
Not totally a system error. I feel the talents are not just forthcoming. You need to have the talents that fit into the system is always there. But if the talents are not forthcoming, unlike the Italians we know before, the likes of Gattuso himself, the likes of Nesta, Maldini, those talents are there, Del Piero, and you compare them to what we have these days. It's like it's even showing in their league as well. Most of the Italian clubs doesn't have that star Italian player in their team anymore. So you could understand that the talents are not forthcoming.
I really do think that this is a valid one, because take a look at the last game they played. The two key players you want to make mention of in that team are Sandro Tonali, who scored that particular goal for them, and then you can say that Tonali is not even playing in Italy. He's playing in the English Premier League. So which means that the players that are carrying the Italian national team right about now are not even naturals.
Exactly, are not even playing in Italy at this point. You talk about Tonali, who else do you want to mention? Probably Locatelli, who is actually playing for Juventus at this point.
And there's Moise Kean too.
Exactly, Moise Kean too. So and you wonder, there's also this particular player in the Italian Serie A. I can't remember his name now. He plays for Sassuolo.
Okay.
They form a strike partnership. I don't understand why Gattuso is not looking. Beraldo. I don't understand why Gattuso is not looking in that guy's direction, because he's a fine player as well. And you are talking about a team that is short of talent, and you are overlooking such players as well. So probably for the Italian teams and for Gattuso as well, this opportunity shouldn't slip off their grasp at this point.
Most definitely, they shouldn't let this opportunity slip from their hands. But then let's take a look at the World Cup in general. The fact that it's starting very soon. What are you looking forward to? What are you most excited about this World Cup?
For the World Cup, as a Nigerian, probably the excitement it has been down.
It's not there.
It's actually not there. But it's the World Cup. I'm still going to watch it. So I'm still going to be a part of it as well.
So which country will you be rooting for?
The country I'll be rooting for, personally or
as a person.
As a person, probably I'll be rooting for Spain. You probably know why. You probably know why. So probably I'll be rooting for Spain.
Okay.
Then probably France on the second hand as well.
All right. This is Sports Tales, guys. Keep it locked.